Well, hello there, lovely people of the internet. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and you're watching Untethered Live. And it's Friday night. It's another one of those nights. It's been raining all day. It's kind of dreary outside. Imagine nobody's going to show up. That's all right. I'll talk anyway. I'll entertain myself. And I'll have a good time doing it. Because, you know, that's how I roll. But it is Friday, and I've worked all day, and I'm ready to have a good conversation and relax with my buddies here on the internet. Last Wednesday it was. We had a great conversation. It was fantastic. Everybody was engaged. Some people didn't like it, but, you know, you can't please everybody. I would only hope that at some point those people would pay attention and join the conversation rather than being disgusted and run out. But, you know, in today's climate, there's always going to be people that won't talk. And if they won't talk, you can't share ideas. It's as simple as that. You have to talk. The antidote for bad ideas are more ideas, not less ideas. Maybe I can get that point across at some point. Maybe not. Lots of other people have tried, so we'll see. But that's not going to stop me, because I don't ever shut up. Ever. I talk. I think it's a good thing. And, you know, sometimes you have an idea, won't leave you alone, and you got to share it with somebody. And if you don't share it with somebody, it'll either A, drive you crazy, or B, be lost to time. And if that's the case, you didn't do a good job, because you're given ideas to share them. You get ideas to put them out. They're not supposed to stay in your head. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't think so. Anyway, I got a few good things to talk about today. I'm just going to shoot the breeze for a little while until somebody shows up. It is one of those days, after all. Been a dreary day. It's rain all day long. Steady drizzle. No storm or nothing, just all day. Make you wish the sun was out. I have a nice hot cup of coffee and a nice cold Mountain Dew ready to go. And a whole pack of cigarettes. I'm unstoppable. I'm on top of the world. It's good to be king. For somebody, not for me. Anyway, how are you doing? How's your life treating you? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Do you feel like you've done something with your life? Do you feel like every day is an adventure? If you don't, something's wrong. You need to fix that. And I know the answer. And the answer is on Sunday. That's where you'll find the answers. Sunday, right here on Untethered Live, 8 o'clock sharp. Be there. And also, if you would do me a favor, if you would be so kind, if I should be so presumptuous to ask, go over to rumble.com/UntetheredLive and hit the follow button over there and help me build up a fan base over there so that I can live stream over there, because you got to have 25 subscribers, and I'm very close. I think I'm at 19 or 20, somewhere around there. Anyway, go over there and check it out, and I think you'll like it a little better, because you don't have to censor yourself over there. You can talk what's really on your mind, and that's what you want to hear. It's what I want to hear. I don't want anybody to censor themselves around me. I don't want to think that I'm not getting the whole story when I talk to somebody. I think it's a bad omen to be that way. I've never played anything close to the chest. Everything I am is on my sleeve. Everything I think, everything I believe, everything I'm about, you know it instantly when you know me. I think that's the way to be, you know. But other people have other ideas. Other people don't like it when you talk about stuff that's problematic. And I say, there's nothing else to talk about. That's what you should be talking about. Now, I'm not married to many ideas that I have. I am to some. You know, I have a belief system in place. I have a structure, a worldview. But everything else is up for grabs. Fab Daddy, what's up, buddy? Happy Friday. Thank you. I was getting worried. Thought nobody was going to join me tonight. I'm teetering on that. Just about to go indivisible. Just about to go underwater. But maybe it'll come back. You know, if I'll stop being problematic and toe the line and not say things that I think maybe I can get it back up to the 40 or 50 a night it was being. It's still 40 or 50 a night. They just don't come live. I don't know why. And also spread across 11 platforms. So you can find me on Spotify and Google and iTunes, Amazon, iHeartRadio, all the good places, all the cool places. You can find me. And Twitter. I'm on Twitter, so tweet me. And Facebook. I've all but given up on Facebook, but it's there. Oh, Lord. How are you doing, Fab Daddy? Are you having a good day? Is it raining where you're at? Because it's been raining here all day. I got a few questions over the last podcast. So I'm going to answer those, and then we'll move on to whatever you guys want to do. No one rain. Not one rain? It's been non-stop all day here. Steady drizzle, just like a lazy rain all day. Same speed. That's it. Ugh, those are the dreary days. I don't like those. I'd much prefer a thunderstorms over hour, you know. But no, it just, everything's dark outside and there's no sun anywhere and the clouds are overcast and it's just like Portland, Oregon. The only thing missing is all the mold. But other than that, it's been a beautiful day. And I am a happy man. My ex-girlfriend is hospitalized. Oh no, what happened? Hey, there's MVTV. I was wondering if you was ever going to come see me again. I got some answers for you, by the way. I know I sent it to you, but I'll do a better job of it verbally. And I'm glad you're here. I saw you, I think it was last night, watching The Goblin. And I thought, well, if he'll go see Caucasian, why won't he go see me? But now my answer has come, so thank you. ATL, what's up? Show me Sasquatch. Fab whoop. I guess that goes to Fab Daddy. Kevin Cox, welcome to the show. Bleeding on the brain. Outcome is not good. I'm so sorry to hear that, Fab Daddy. You have our prayers, obviously. If you need anything, please let us know. What's up, Show Me Sasquatch? Good to see you. And ATL, and MVTV, and Kevin. What up, Squatch and ATL? Yeah, got that. But I still did not find that in my traditional references. But I will do so when in the mood. No worries about it now. I'm in and out this evening. April, what's up, dear? Welcome to the show. Glad you could drop by. Everyone much love, she says. Damn, sorry to hear, Fab Daddy. Says MVTV. Kevin says April was drinking and driving and listening. Oh, driving and listening. Okay. Gelling like a felon. Show me Sasquatch. That's the way to be. Gelling like a felon. Chilling like a villain. April says, hey, show me. Well, come on in, take your shoes off, set a spell, and hit that like button. I would like to invite anybody who hasn't heard already to go over to rumble.com/untetheredlive and hit the follow button over there. I don't care if you ever go back. I just need the numbers so I can start live streaming over there. And I'll still be on YouTube. I'm not going anywhere, but the source will be different because, obviously, I'm being censored and I'm being shadow banned. I thought Sisu was short of dialogue and kind of unbelievable. Well, yes, it was. It was intended to be. It's a legend, folklore. That is a real Finnish legend, like Bigfoot is to us. And I think the word translates to something like unkillable, or it's not about strength. It's about not stopping, that sort of thing. I think they explain it in the movie. But it's kind of like a old wives' tale or something you tell your children at night. And I think they did a masterful job of it, and it's a great movie. But it was a little short on dialogue. I don't think dialogue was the point. Also don't think that they wanted to invent a bunch of stuff for them to say. MVTV says, I've almost got this ring-necked pheasant to approach. No longer runs away, but watches from 20 feet away as I attempt to dry cat food. Uh-huh. Kevin Cox. The Rays are 0-0 with the Drunken Brewers in the 8th. Go Rays! I really need to move that button. It's driving me crazy. I hit the wrong one every time. The plane scene ruined it for me. Yeah, that was a little hard to take. I would have much preferred it if it didn't land nose first. I would have much preferred it if it skipped across the field and he survived it. Because if it landed nose first, I don't care if he was strapped in or not, that would have broken every bone in his body and snapped his neck instantly. So there's a little bit of supernatural going on there, I think, that they don't clearly explain. Drunken Brewers? Hey, I was born in Milwaukee, yet remember nothing, and sometimes deny it. I knew I liked you. Got a little Lenny in you, don't you? Or a little squeaky. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an old joke. You got to be old to catch that one. All right. So now that I got you all here and under my spell, the question from last week's podcast was, you said demon means knowledge. Where in the hell did you get that from? And why do you think that? Okay. So I've done some cursory Google searches, and I pulled up some definitional stuff. So I'm going to go through it. It's a bit of a reach around, I know, but you just have to trust me on this. Here goes. Also, demon, also the word daemon, is in the Greek derivative for the term demon, in which case demon means replete with knowledge. Moreover, eudaimon is as well an ancient proper noun. In particular, it was the Greek name of a priest of Zeus, the father of Aphrodite, a notorious rhetorician. Try to say that. Aphrodite, a rhetorician, notoriously, of the 2nd century A.D. That's where the word comes from. That's why it means replete knowledge, and I'll get into that. Demon in Hebrew is pronounced demon as a 2-letter word association, and it means It's a noun that means demon, devil, imp, ghost, fiend, phantom, wind, spirit, breeze, air, soul, or demon, or troublesome person. The word in Greek, is daimonos, and it's spelled about like you would expect it to be, and it means, it's a noun, and it means demon, daemon, fiend, demon, goblin, daemon, puck, hob, elf, Satan, devil, tempter, fiend, daemon, demon. All those words are associated. It's also associated with the worship of Astaroth. Astaroth is the first god mentioned in the Bible. False god, lowercase g. Let's see, what did I have up here? Oh, yeah. The etymology, the ancient Greek word daemon, denotes a spirit or divine power, much like the Latin genius or numen. Genius is a word that's derived from the Aramaic word jinn, D-J-I-N-N, which means genie in the world that we come from, wish granter made of smoke and fire, that sort of thing, and very demonic in nature. But the word genius is associated with the word demon. Now, that's transliterated, not translated. Translated, the word demon means familiar spirit. Now, what does that mean? In the Bible, there's no such word as demon. Demon does not exist. That is a word we put in there from the Greek and the Hebrew to describe familiar spirits, because that's what the word translates to that's in the Hebrew. Familiar spirit. There's no such thing as the word demon. So demons as we know them in Hollywood do not exist. However, hello, Jeannie, welcome. However, when the word demon appears in the King James English version of the Bible, it's referring to a familiar spirit. And what's a familiar spirit is a sorcerer or a necromancer who professes to call up the dead and answer questions. It was said to have a familiar spirit if you could do that, or if you saw that done. Such a person was called by the Hebrews an ob, O-B, which properly means a leather bottle. That's where we get the idea of possession, because a leather bottle, you put the spirit in the leather bottle and put the cap on it. That's what a demon-possessed human being is. It's a vessel with another spirit inside of it. That's where that word, where that idea comes from. For sorcerers were regarded as vessels containing the inspiring demon or familiar spirit. This Hebrew word was equivalent to the pytho of the Greeks. Pytho. P-Y-T-H-O. And was used to denote both the person and the spirit which possessed him. Leviticus 20:27, 1 Samuel 28:8, and you can compare it to Acts 16:16. The word familiar is from Latin familiaris, meaning a household servant, and was intended to express the idea that the sorcerers had spirits as their servants, ready to obey their commands. Does the Bible support the existence of ghosts, dead souls lingering on earth? There's nothing in the Bible about the spirits of dead humans staying behind on earth. Spirits return to God instantly, who gave them the spirit. Ecclesiastes 9:5 and Ecclesiastes 12:7 says that the dead don't know anything of what is happening on earth. Several passages in Psalms echo that teaching. Job says that it had been stillborn. His spirit would be with all other spirits, including those of kings, counselors, princes, prisoners, masters, and servants. And there is no more earthly trouble in that place. What place? That would be Abraham's bosom. Abraham's bosom is a waiting room, a place for spirits to wait until they're judged by God. When Christ died, for 3 days he was not on this earth. He was dead. Well, where was he? He was in Abraham's bosom, and he taught his message to those souls and released them. Abraham's bosom still exists, but it's empty. Now, when you die, you go instantly back to the Father in heaven who gave you. That's how it works. And you have no memory, no consciousness until Judgment Day, when everybody suddenly opens their eyes. So when you die, it'll be like blinking. You'll blink, and there'll be God standing in front of you. And all that time would have passed, and you would have no knowledge of it. That's a long way around that whole demon thing, because people think the word demon means evil spirit. It doesn't. It means familiar spirit, a spirit of ancient knowledge, replete with knowledge. Hope that helps. Furthermore, in Samuel, Saul, the king, asked a necromancer or a soothsayer or a witch to call up Samuel the prophet so that he could ask him about the coming war and what to do and how he could win it. And the Bible is very clear. This is the witch of Nineveh, by the way. Very clear on the idea that what Saul saw, though he saw Samuel the prophet, it was not Samuel the prophet. It was a trickster. Now, if you want to think about that, the trickster, and how long it's been in our culture, you go all the way back to the Joker card, or the Joker in Batman, or the happy sad faces in theater, or you just keep looking, you'll find that image over and over and over again. The hidden face, the kabuki theater in Japanese, all the way back. It goes all the way back. The trickster is the familiar spirit. It is here to deceive you. It is here to trick you into not following God. That's what it is. And I hope that clears that up for you. But it's not a demon. The word demon doesn't exist. Let me scroll back up and see what I missed. What sources are you reading? All of that came from a singular Google search. I just typed in demon, the meaning of the word demon. Demon means knowledge, and transliterated word demon. And I also typed in demon in Greek and demon in Hebrew, and I got that from those things. First thing that pops up. Chat-GPT? No Chat-GPT for me. That's a demon. That's a trickster spirit designed to fool you and pull you away from God. Most of its popular and used definition is of a spirit, sort of. Generally unclean or evil. What source are you reading? Google search. First thing that pops up. I can look up at the sky and say anything to her. I didn't look up at the sky and say anything. I looked up at my monitor and read what was on it. Caucasian Sasquatch had an interview with a goblin last night. I know, I saw it. Very interesting. Jeannie says, interesting. Well, I hope somebody learned something. As I said before, and as I said in the text that the reply that I gave you, for more information, use a Strong's Concordance. The older, the better. Mine is a 1611, so it goes way back. Because words, the meanings change over time depending on what language you're speaking. So you get the most close to the sources you can get, which is the 1611 Strong's Concordance. And look up the word demon, and also look up the word familiar spirit. I don't know what the number is right off the top of my head, but if you get one, and there's an online version, so go look at that one. Maybe it's got the answers. But that's where I get it from. I don't doubt you, but from an etymology standpoint, well, I explained the etymology and the transliteration. I hope that you caught that. It looks like a 7-step to Kevin Bacon situation. It is, and I said that from the get-go. It's a reach around. But still, that's what the word means. Yep, a reach around, as you put it. As far as saying its main definition is knowledge, I didn't say that. I said demon means knowledge, by the way. That's the exact quote that I said. Demon means knowledge, by the way. I didn't say it's the only meaning that it has. And I also didn't illustrate the fact that the word demon does not exist in the text. In the original texts, the word demon is not there. It is familiar spirit. We use the word demon to understand what a familiar spirit is because there isn't a word in English that means that. For the record, I had constant and insufferable arguments with my college English teacher. That's fine. I welcome it. Bring it on. And I hope that my answers are giving you some satisfaction. And if they are not, please tell me and I'll try harder. I cannot explain everything that I think or where I got it from because we would be here all night and not get anywhere. So I pick and choose the things I try to explain and the things that aren't really important at the time, and maybe they'll come up and they will be important, or maybe somebody will ask a question and I'll delve into it. But to be honest with you, every word in every language has a meaning that came from another meaning from somewhere else. Every word. And to understand it completely is maddening. It will drive you insane tracking down words like fuck, for example, which comes from the Swedish word ficken, which means to rock back and forth, but also comes from the English word ficken, which is a bundle of sticks, which is the same word that fag comes from, which is a cigarette in England, not a gay person, by any stretch of the imagination. So you see, words move around. So I hope that when I tell you something, you just trust that I'm telling you the truth. And if you don't, look it up. Because I can't. I would never sleep. Ever. Because I say some outlandish things. And sometimes they're worthy of breaking it down and showing you where it comes from. And sometimes I don't even realize that everybody doesn't know that. Sometimes that's the case. But most of the time, I'm just trying to get through the read. You know what I mean? But I hope that helps. And if, as always, if anybody doubts anything I say, please question. That's why we're here. ATL says, well, ... I can think of two. Two what? With the help of a witch. Oh, yeah. You're talking about the Nineveh witch. Yeah. I can think of a couple also. But guess what? What the people saw was not what the thing represented itself to be. You spun far away from saying demon mainly denotes knowledge, no foul, matter of cultural usage, I think. I didn't go that far. I literally said, in context to what we were talking about that night, was demon means knowledge, by the way, and then I moved on. That's not going too far out of the realm of what we were talking about. But tonight, I hope that I showed you where I got that information from, namely from the transliteration of the word demon, meaning genius, which means to have replete knowledge, which comes from the word jinn, which is also a demon, by the way. I did it again. See that? The witch of Endor. What did I say? I said Nineveh, didn't I? I get those confused. Endor. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, ATL. It was one of those Star Wars planets. I couldn't remember which one. Samuel. He died. Yes, he did. He died shortly thereafter. Got another one. Sports Update with Kevin Cox. Rays beat the Drunken Brewers. Rays in the first place in Alabama East, or whatever that is. Looks like Alabama. in all East. Maybe that's what he's saying. In the whole East. And the Skankies are in last place in is that AI East? What is that? I don't know what that is. Go Rays, go Trump. I'll support that. I'm moving that. I'm moving it right now. Separate those two. Anyway, beam me up, says Kevin Cox. Snark his ass. Are we never going to talk about Star Trek again? Well, as you may know, Star Trek is not on right now, so there's nothing to talk about other than old Star Trek. But I will gladly talk about Star Trek. If you'll give me a direction, I'll shoot off in that direction. I just don't know what to talk about. MVTV says, I stand down. There's too much delay in a chat to tackle this correctly. I understand. You don't have to stand down. Just shoot me an email. Tell me what your thoughts are. And also tell me where you're getting your information, and I'll tell you where I'm getting mine. The fact that I made a Google search and it was the first thing that popped up should tell you that I'm not the only one that thinks that. So it clearly came from somewhere. Alpine Gulch. Hadn't seen you in a while. Good to see you, Lily. Welcome to the show. Come on in, take your shoes off. I trust that you are saying what you think. I am saying what I think. I've never claimed to do anything other than that. I have a track record of 5 years. You can go back and look. I've never claimed to not say what I think or to say something I don't think. Shalom, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. ATL says, nope. Shabbat shalom. You must have anticipated my response. Oh, chat jumped. Hang on. I got it. Nice, ATL. Yes, Ewoks. That was one of the Star Wars planets joke. I got it. Isaiah as well. Isaiah is basically, here's an interesting thing. The Bible is separated from Old Testament, New Testament. It's like 1 to 39 and 40 to 66. Separated. Isaiah is broke apart the exact same way. It has two halves also, 1 to 39, 40 to 66. That may not be the exact split, but I think it's pretty close. And that's interesting because there's a parallel there. So Isaiah is basically encompassing the whole Bible in a nutshell in that story. It's pretty interesting. American League, LMAO. Agreed, Fab Daddy, says Alpine. I'm not Jewish, by the way. Nor am I. LOL Alpine, says Fab Daddy. Lily love you, Jake. Well, Jake loves you too. Satanic followers say demon means knowledge a lot. I'm not a satanic follower, but you're right. You know why they say that a lot? Because that's what it means. They're using it as an argument. I'm just using it as a point of fact. I don't say you should follow demons or collect their knowledge. The word knowledge itself is also interesting. But I follow you. I get what you're saying. And you are correct. Caucasian Sasquatch. Welcome back, bud. Good to see you, my friend. I checked out your Goblins stream a little bit last night. Very nice. Good work. Good job. Alpine says, Caucasian Sasquatch. I'm nothing if not consistent. However, I will say this. There are a set number of demons in the world. They're not behind every bush. They're not possessing people left and right. but there are a certain number of them. And if you play with that sort of thing, you will run into one. You may already have. They are here. They are not in physical form, so they can't do anything physically unless you let them. So don't fear the demons, is what I'm saying. Far lap. Did I miss somebody? What's a far lap? Figured out what was killing the battery on my truck. You have more than one battery on your truck? That's weird. Maybe that's what's killing your batteries. Yo, Sasquatch, says MVTV. That was the antique CD changer. Constantly spinning inside when your power's off. MVTV. That sounds like a lot of power to draw off. Goblin, says ATL. Hey, Sasquatch. What's up, Kevin? Well, listen. Goblins are interesting. Not real, but interesting. And I thought that guy was brilliantly made up and is very committed to his role, and I want one of those pipes. So if you get one, ask him for one for me. You can tell him where it's going. What were y'all talking about before I interrupted? Sounded interesting. We were just talking about the meaning of the word demon and why I believe it means knowledge. And I teach as it means that. But the reason we were talking about that was because that was a question I got from last podcast and I wanted to answer it. But we could talk about anything. Snarkin' Sass wants to talk about Star Trek. So if there's any Trekkies in here, start up a conversation and let's go for it. I pulled the fuse in order to Pioneer to replace it, says Caucasian. Pioneer's a good name. Green Goblin was a badass. Which one? The one on Caucasian's podcast or the one in the comic book? Both were badasses. Jake, that goblin was not made up. Okay. What kind of knowledge? I have no idea. That's not a kind of knowledge I want in my head. I will say this, that word comes from the word genius in the Greek, which means replete with knowledge. So what we call geniuses may be not a good thing. The Bible does say not to concern yourself with vain imaginations. I wonder why it says that. So apparently, it's not smart to be too smart. That's what I get from that statement. And I would imagine you can think about Babylon. God actually came down to check out what they were doing. That's how important what they were doing was. That God himself stood on the ridge and looked over to see what they were doing in Babylon. And he said to himself and to whoever was with him, if I don't put a stop to this, there's nothing they can't do. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what the gist of the story is about Babylon. If I don't stop this right now, there ain't anything they can not do. They'll be able to do anything. They'll be like gods. So whatever it was that was going on in Babylon, God stopped it and separated the people and the languages and all that stuff. So apparently, concerning yourself with vain imaginations is not necessarily a good thing. Bro, I interviewed a goblin. I know, right? Weird. April wants to know why you do no rehearsal Indian. Why you no do rehearsal Indian? Who is more logical, Spock or Data? Spock, obviously. Data's a computer. He only does what he's programmed to do. Spock is the living embodiment of logic and infinite things. I can't remember the phrase. in infinite diversity, whatever he says. The idic. The genius in Greek is pronounced Kevin. I hear you. They sure do push the genius thing. Yes, ma'am, says Jeannie. Yes, ma'am, it seems like that's a big thing that everybody wants to be proud of being. I'm a genius. I'm not proud of it. Replete with knowledge, or a sum of knowledge. Well, those two words mean different things. To be replete is not the sum of. Again, chasing words will drive you batty because they change over time, and you got to consider when they were written, who they were written by, and in what language. Klatu, brada, niktu. Don't you try to turn me into no frog. Although that first word came from the day the earth stood still. So, daemon, which is the Greek pronunciation of the word, is a lot of knowledge, not a person. Genius says something to self-knowing thing. Internet AI. It's not a person. No, it's the idea of genius. It's the spirit of genius is the way I read that. So, obviously, a familiar spirit is a spirit. It's not in physical form. That went away when the flood happened and all the fallen angels were destroyed. Their spirits, however, remained. And there is a number of those and a number of their offspring. The original set, the Nephilim, were the ones that stayed here, even though their bodies died. You can find something about this reading, I believe it's in Matthew. I can't remember exactly where it is, but you'll know the story where Jesus and his followers come up on a man who's possessed and cutting himself and falling in and out of the fire and that sort of thing. And there's a bay of pigs nearby, and he talks to the demon and he says, "Who are you?" And the demon says, "I am Legion," meaning I am many. There's a lot of us in here, all wrestling for this body, because a spirit needs a body. Now, an angel spirit can go in any kind of body. That's what the golem story is about. Doesn't matter if it's flesh. If it's a body, they can go in it. That's what the ancient paintings on the Egyptian walls are about, with the multi-animal bodies, the chimeras. So, the demon reasons with Jesus and says, "Don't send us back to the pit. We just got out of there. We don't want to go back. Send us into those pigs instead." And Jesus obliges them. Why? Because he knows that though these are fallen angels, they still are trying to do right on earth the best way they can. Although they're going to be punished for their sin and their falling, he puts them into the pigs. And what happens? The pigs take over and run off the cliff, committing suicide, which is another word that comes from that happening. Before that, that word doesn't exist. So there you go. So why did the pigs commit suicide? Because they were replete with the knowledge of what the pit is like. And they knew that if the demon possessed them, they would eventually have to go back. There you have it. And yes, I believe internet AI is a demon. I had a witch that turned me into a newt, but I got better. Was it a Newt Gingrich? That would have been bad. Yep. From Army of Darkness. Hilarious scene when Bruce Campbell could not remember the last one and just sneezed it out. There you go. I do remember Army of Darkness, but I don't remember that scene. I remember it from the day the earth stood still. Send me into pigs. Nah, I can't. I'm not Jesus. Although your soul wouldn't fit in a pig. They didn't want to go back to hell. Not hell. Hell doesn't exist. The pit. The pit is where fallen angels were placed to be held, to not be free on the earth after the flood. That's the expanse, the empty space, probably where Abraham's bosom is. That would be my guess. Right, Crispy. CFM Raid, Jeannie sent us. Well, welcome to the show. And thank you, Jeannie. Hell is translated one of two ways in every place it's used in the Bible. It is either the grave, which is 6 feet under, headstone, sepulcher, whatever you want to call it, the grave. Or Gehenna, which is a valley just outside of Jerusalem where they take the trash and throw out, and it's always on fire, and there's worms crawling in and out, and it stinks to high heaven, and it's really not a nice place to be. Those are the two places that the word hell is translated from in all of the text in the Bible. What happens when you are put in hell is at the very end of time, when God comes back and he judges mankind. At that time, he will defeat Satan. And then he will cast him into a lake of fire that opens up onto the earth. And he will cast all of his followers with him. And then that'll be that. It's like throwing fat on a flame. Psst, it's gone. It no longer exists. Forever separation from God. That's hell. The other place with the guy with the long handles and the pitchfork, not real. The casino in Tampa is owned by the Seminole Indians. Does that mean when you win, you have to have a lot of wampum? Yes. And wigwams. Annette, welcome to the show. One love all from Jeannie. CFM family. I'll have to check out CFM family. Joy, welcome. Here from CMF channel. Thank you all for coming by. I appreciate you. Means a lot. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try my very best to answer them. A dog named Boo. Hi from Jeannie. Much love. Much love back to you. Donna Ann Truth. CFM Raid. Jeannie sent me. Welcome, Donna. Scotty, welcome. And Wrights Crispy too. Woot woot. You know, in some parts of the world, that's a redneck mating call. I can't do it, but there it is. Research my research. Much love. Fruit kiss. I will. Be glad to. Crazy John. CFM Raid. That must be a very popular channel. I'm trying not to miss anybody. If I do, just know that welcome. And thanks for subscribing. Anna Smith, thank you very much. Who else? Tony Merrill, thank you very much for subscribing. This is a very much needed boost to the channel. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Dana, just subscribe to your channel. Thank you, Dana. Welcome. Hi, Jeannie Murphy, Tartarian Investigator. If you find those mud floods, you let me know, because I'm interested. Love from the Ceiling Fan Man Tribe. Ceiling Fan Man, I remember you. Welcome. ATL says, gut shabs. Okay. Jeannie Murphy, Tartarian Investigator, CFM, and Jeannie sent me too. Welcome to the show. Caucasian says, greetings, new friends. Alpine says, welcome, CFM Raiders. Thank you, guys. Mumsy Bear, hello from Ceiling Fan Man channel. Hello, Mumsy. April says, hey, y'all. CFM sent me and told me to sub to you. Well, please do. I hope you'll find it well worth your time. Sending love. Thank you, dear. I need all the love I can get. That's from Lisa Reen. Anna Smith is all smiles. Rethink Inc. Holla. A satellite sent me. Really? Does it beep when it goes by? Anna Smith says, subscribed. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you new friends. Welcome to the show. Let me explain how this works here in case you don't know. Wednesday and Friday, we hang out, talk about whatever comes up. It usually ends up being Bible or something like that, but I'll talk about anything. No holds barred, nothing untouchable. But Sunday and Monday at 8 o'clock and 8:30 respectively, we go into a Bible study and we talk real. Chapter, book, verse, explanation, understanding. That's it. No fuddy-duddies, no Bible thumping, no praying, no telling you're going to go to hell, and if you send me $1,000, I'll give. None of that. Just academic understanding and clarity. That's what we're after. You're welcome to join us either night. Come on in. And also, if you like what you hear here, but you'd rather not watch me be censored and smashed into oblivion by a much larger corporation than I am, go over to rumble.com/UntetheredLive and hit the follow button there. And as soon as that number jumps up to a certain number, I'll start live streaming over there and they can't censor me anymore and take down my videos because I say things that I think. Donna Ann Truth, subbed. Thank you, Donna Ann. Appreciate you. Jeannie Murphy says, I will let you know. I appreciate your honesty. Then she says, subbed. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. Tony Merrill says, I love it already. Excellent. Have a great night, Jake Ceiling Fan Man says. Thank you, sir. And you have a great night, too. My pleasure, says Ben Flat. You know you can pump yourself up. Interesting. All right. Dog named Boo. I love that name. A dog named Boo. You got it. Thank you all. At Stream Elements. Stream Elements is a good chat robot. Anybody have any questions or comments about what we talked about thus far? I'll be glad to try to go into it. Know that I'm a little opinionated and I believe what I believe, but I'll do my very best to explain where I'm coming from. And hopefully it makes sense. Thanks, Jake. You too. I always pump myself up 2 or 3 times a night. You see what I did there? Thank you, Fab Daddy. This is Ceiling Fan Man's channel. Everybody go over there and subscribe to him if you get a chance to tonight. I'm sure he would appreciate it as much as I did. And I'm going over there right now if I haven't already done so. I cannot remember. Uh-oh. Something happened. 404 not found. Let me check the spelling on that. Maybe take the @ sign out of it. Put it back. For some reason, that doesn't work on this chat. I'm not having a stroke. I can talk. Strictly Strange says, hello, Jake. How goes it? It goes well. Thank you very much, Strictly. Welcome to the show. Any subject. Any subject. It does not have to be Bible, although that is what I'm an authority on. So if you want to know things about the Bible, I'm the guy to ask. I think. I might be wrong, but I believe what I believe. Question is do you believe what I believe? As I said to somebody a couple nights ago, at some point you got to drink the Kool-Aid. It might as well be mine. Unless I say something drastically wrong somewhere, which I haven't done yet, I don't think. With all things, follow the Bible. Don't follow any man, not even this one. But yes, Fab Daddy, any subject. So if you have one in mind, now would be a time to bring it up. Thank you, Alpine. Okay, that one worked. And it still has the ad in it, so apparently that's not the problem. You got my subscription, Ceiling Fan Man. Thank you for coming. Soul Searer, what's the difference from an ascended person and a prophet? Well, the difference is only one thing. A prophet is sent by God. A person cannot ascend unless they die. Maybe that helps. How is the alcohol going, Strictly? Says Fab Daddy. Going on raids are fun too. What is that? You have to explain that to me. I don't know what that means. April says, hey, it's the real April now. I'm back. We've stopped and I am not driving now. Yay. The last raid I went on involved panties. I'm just saying. Strictly Strange says, I ran someday, Fab Daddy. Kevin says, yesterday was CJ's 6th birthday. Happy birthday, CJ. Celebrated with a great party. The ice cream was great. Doing a second party tomorrow. Is that one just for good measure? April says, wowee, hello, everybody. I'll sub also. Welcome, everyone. Dana says, I love to study the Bible, too. It is a timeless book. Well, Dana, come here at 8 o'clock on Sunday, and I will give you all that I got, which is considerable. Thank you for subscribing, Caucasian Poor. Or is that Caucason Poor? Caucasian Poor. Caucasian. How do you say that? Is that Caucasian? Are you saying Caucasian? I get it. I get what you're doing there. Good, you're back. The other April, LOL. Ha, says Alpine. Strictly Strange says, I ran some today. I call it MASH versus the evil. You're talking about moonshine, ain't you? Nice. Hello, Alpine Love, says April. Jeannie says, thanks, April. Jake makes the Bible interesting. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Sunday at 8 Central Time, Eastern Time. Sorry, 8 Eastern Time. It's in the title, just in case, EST at the end. But I don't know. I think that's a couple of hours behind Central Time. Maybe 10 o'clock Central. I don't know how that works. I'm on the East Coast. I don't know what's happening in the rest of the country. I know there's time zones. I'm aware of it, and I know that they have a difference. I just don't know what the difference is. As Sherlock Holmes would say, I don't have room in my brain for those details. Who cares if the sun goes around the earth or the earth goes around the sun? I got a problem to solve. Right here. Sorry, I'm currently cleaning up and getting ready to conclude the day, so I'm button mashing, says Strictly Strange. That's all right. You do what you got to do, brother. I assume brother. I don't know. I never asked, but, could be whatever. You might be a moose. I don't know. I sense that you'll get a lot of it. By the way, Dana, and anybody else who likes studying the Bible, if you want to get a good feel for where I stand, go back a ways on the channel and find my Genesis 1:1 video and read that or watch that. That's the most illustrating that I can be this time around, which I attempt to do verbally everywhere else. There's a lot of visual aids in that video. I don't have time to do that every time, so I just talk about it instead of laying it out so you can see it. I've considered doing that, but I got to start making some money before I spend that kind of time. I got to work too, so, hopefully my words are good enough. But that's a good video if you want to start somewhere. And it's not the first video, it's just follow it back. We just ended Deuteronomy this time around, so go back 5 books and there it is. Eight o'clock Eastern time in the U.S. Yes, ma'am. Or sir. I don't know which. That's 5 a.m. in my country. I will get up early. Jeez. If that's 5 a.m., watch it later. You don't have to get up that early for me. But I appreciate the thought. If you just want to yell at me, then get up that early. But if you just want to hear what I got to say, it'll be there all day. I'll only be live from 8 to 10, but and it's also on other platforms too, so if you want to get it somewhere else, that's fine also. And it's free, which is the best part. Ish. It's free unless you're rich. Then you can hook me up, dog. But other than that, it's free. Yes, indeed, Jake, says April. Yes, indeed, Jake does. And I'm excited to see everyone come in tonight and join. Wow, that's nothing short of awesome. I agree, April. Show me, Sasquatch says. Either that or that's 2 light bulbs or 2 rotundous chicks bending over, tying their shoes. I can't tell which. I think it's the gloves. Ears. Oh, it's ears. He's listening. Okay. I'm blind as a bat, by the way. I can't see the chat very well. But I get your point. He says, I'm listening. Thank you very much. Show me Sasquatch. Jake, that means God is loving this and all prayers. Hey, now have been answered. All prayers have now been answered. Hey, not all of them, but we're well on the way. I'm surprised Jake was able to keep up with reading it. I just stopped talking and just read, so that's the only way I could do that. Thank you. I do get lost a lot. I apologize for that, but I'm trying. You guys are awesome, by the way. Thank you so much for being here and being such an interesting crowd to talk to. I appreciate you very much. Truly, I do. And together, we can take over the world. No, just kidding. Show me, Sasquatch. Love always, and a pleasure seeing you. How are you? Says April. Well, in the vastness of my knowledge, in the furthest reaches of my genius, and all the accrued wealth of information that I've come to know in my expansive life, I've come to a very, very important conclusion that I must now share with you all. I really have to pee. So if y'all will hang on a minute and watch this little advertisement, I got to go do some business. Do all the things, press all the buttons, and visit all the links. Thank you. Much better. Sorry about that. Sometimes you got to go when you got to go. It's not all. More to come, TBC, says April. Doing great. Love you. Thank you, ma'am. Show Me Sasquatch says, April, alive and kicking. Big heart. Blah, says April. Out of breath. I can be Shara, and you can be He-Man. She-Ra, and you can be He-Man. Are you saying somebody has the power? Somebody has the power, you know what I'm saying? Patience leads to abundant understanding, but impotence leads to stupid mistakes. Proverbs 14:29. Beautiful. Dana says, it will be Monday, 5 a.m. in my country. Where are you from, Dana? Looking forward to this. Greetings from the Czech Republic. You answered my question. Czech Republic. Welcome, Czech Republic. I hope things are much, much saner in your country. April says, commenting on the and together we can conquer the world. LOL. I got you. Those two little lines or quotes on your phone, two little lines, kind of breaks up the sentence a little. And I got a sub to some I didn't get to yet. Well, I'm sure you will, and I'm sure they'll all appreciate it as much as I did. Thank you guys so much for boosting up my number a little. It means a lot. We're working hard over here. We're trying to reach people and influence babies and shake names and kiss influencers or something like that. We're doing something. We're working hard at it anyway. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm trying. And I hope that that's felt, and I hope that it's appreciated, because I believe, and as my ethos, the statement, the mission statement of this channel is, somebody, somewhere, at some point on this platform needs to be saying something that's true. That's why I'm here. I try to say something that's true. I will not lie to you. I will not misguide you on purpose. I might be wrong, but I believe what I'm saying. Wholeheartedly. I'm a teetotaler that way. If you find that I'm wrong, or if you think that I'm wrong, please challenge me. I'm but a man. I make many mistakes, and though I boast my ego quite readily in how smart I am, the Venn diagram of things that I do not know is a very large circle, a very tiny sliver of what I do. I am aware of that. Don't let my attitude fool you. So by all means, question it head on. That's why we're here. That's how you learn. Remember we used to play that when we were kids? I remember the Batman and Robin. I don't remember the He-Man, but I'm sure it's possible. We may have played that, although I didn't quite have the physique to pull it off at the time. I mean, I tried to be She-Ra, but it just didn't work. I had the hair, but nothing else. Went to the zoo the other day, says Show Me Sasquatch. They only had one dog, and it was a Shih Tzu. That's terrible. What kind of zoo was it? To err is to human. To forgive is divine. Beautiful, beautiful. Wisdom abounds. Wisdom is female, by the way. Here we go again. Where in the hell did you get that from? Revelations. MVTV. Come on, man. You know the thing. Do it well. Not one question, huh? I don't know. I said some pretty heavy shit earlier. Just hoping maybe somebody would be like, ooh, I got to know more about that. It is nearing that moment. Ha-ha! That's Chinese or Japanese? Which is? Shih Tzu? Believe it's Chinese. Could be wrong. Now, come to think of it, it's probably Japanese. I start thinking about all the other things that kabuki and all that. The use of the Z. I don't know. Kind of throws me, though. I don't know which. Where are you, Vince? I think he bailed. Maybe not. He might be in the background doing something. Alexander Pope, 1711. Show me Sasquatch. What are you referring to there, buddy? Missing you lately, MVTV. I miss him too, but I think he's mad at me. What is the Bible you like to use in your studies? The only one that exists, honey. My preference in studying the Bible is the English King James Version. The older, the better. All the other Bibles come from translations that aren't worth squat. I did a video at some point. You have to look for it, but it's in there. You could probably do a search and find it, where I broke down where all of there are three main translations and where they came from. The only one that goes back to Antioch, which is where the original scrolls were put together, and the original texts, there's a clear line from the King James Version to that. It is the best translation of the Bible that exists. It's also the most accurate. There are some flubs and some mistranslations, but they did a good job for what they had to do. And there were 50 translators. They were all locked in separate rooms and given a portion of the Bible to translate. And when they completed their translation, it was passed to the next room and retranslated 50 times. The whole Bible, over and over and over and over, until it was completed. And they included a letter at the beginning of the Bible saying, hey, we did the best we could do under the circumstances, but all people make mistakes, so if you find one, let us know. There it is. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically it. So, yeah, King James. Wow, I heard zoos in Kuwait have dogs on display. Says Alpine. I don't know. What Sassy's quote was. Quote. Dana, 1611. Yes. I have a 1611 Strong's Concordance. I do not have access to a 1611 Bible, but I think my sister does. I have to use a text version of it so that I can do it online where I can look at it while I'm filming, but I've checked it a number of times and it doesn't deviate, so I trust it. Have you watched Frailty? And if you say no, I am mad at you. Yes, I've watched Frailty. April says, right on, Dana. Count your age by friends, not years. Man, I'm really, really young. You don't stop laughing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop laughing. Show me, Sasquatch. You should invest in a fortune cookie factory. I'll back you up on it. You got the gift. And then one day I'll be eating at a Chinese restaurant and I'll crack open my fortune cookie and it'll say, help, help, I'm trapped in a fortune cookie factory. Call the police. I give you my word. It's on my list and I'm watching it tonight after the show. Fab Daddy. I have planned on watching it and I have to watch movies in a certain time because I don't have a lot of time. But I will watch it tonight. And next time we get together, I'll tell you what I think about it. April says, I love that sass. Caucasian Sasquatch says, I named my Wi-Fi FBI surveillance van too. That's great. I like it. Tell a lie, vision programming. I don't know what you mean there. You will enjoy it. I hope so. I really, really am excited to watch it. I just haven't had any time. I've been so busy. Yes, great idea, says April. The King James Version is excellent. I use an Old English Bible in Czech language. Wow, I would love to see that. Which was published in 1587. Wow. And the text matches the English translation of the King James perfectly. Well, that's amazing. I would love to see that book. Drum roll, please. Parables abound. Mark Twain, Alpine Gulch. Very nice. April says, Caucasian, love it. I love old books, by the way. The older, the better. Caucasian Sasquatch. Whoop. If you have to explain it, you don't need to know what it means. Is your book really ornate? Does it have like leather bound, red on the binding or gold on the binding? Does it have red letters in it? Is it calligraphized? Tell me about this book. I'm very fascinated. And what is Czech a Slavic language? Or is it based on what one of the 7 tongues? Forgive me, I'm not very familiar with the Czech Republic. I assume it's over there somewhere. When was the first printing of the Bible? That would be, as far as I know, Moses. If you're talking about mass printing, it'd be the Gutenberg, which was translated from Latin, which is a garbage translation, by the way. Back to you, April, says Fab Daddy. Or back at you. April says, I'm going to eat. Fab Daddy says, back at you, April. Gotcha. Yes, Czech language is a Slavic language. That's what I thought. Excellent. Published versus printed, Jake. My bad. I think it would also be the Gutenberg. I can't think of an earlier version. I'm sure they're out there. I just don't know what it is. Gotta run to the store. Have a great weekend, everyone. Show me Sasquatch. You too, buddy, and be careful and drive. It's much safer this time of night. I don't know. Let's find out. You got me curious now. What was the first Bible to be published? The history of the Holy Bible. It doesn't say. You tricked me. The first Bible in chronological order. Also doesn't say. You tricked me again. Stop it. Give me an actual quote. Oldest Bible, the Codex Sinaiticus. one of the most important books in the world, the Codex Sinaiticus. If you were to name one of the most important books in the world, your first choice isn't likely to be the Codex Sinaiticus. But if you did, you'd be correct. The Codex represents one of the best witnesses of the Septuagint, which is a garbage translation. Septuagint, bad. Remember that. The Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible is used by early Christians, handwritten in the 4th century. It also contains the oldest complete copy of the New Testament. The Codex is also significant as an authoritative text for Christian communities for the content and the arrangement of the Bible, a written witness to the Christian construction of the Bible. The surviving codex is split into 4 parts. The largest portion of the manuscript is at the British Library in London, a partner of the Sinaiticus Project, which is a collaborative project to preserve the codex for engagement with the book of all books. So there you have it. The Codex Sinaiticus is the first Bible published, according to that. That's all. That's what I'm getting. However, the Septuagint has many things in it that's wrong with it. Czech Republic used to be called the Kingdom of Bohemia for 900 years until 1918. Czech Republic. Is that near Prussia? I don't know the geography of where it's at. Jake, I'll holla later. Okay? Love you true. Thank you, April. I knew that, LOL. Uh-huh. I'm saying that the Bible is not printed in the 1500s. It would be worth millions. He said published, not printed. I got you. Some of those books are worth millions, though. But you're probably right. I'm not an authority on when the book was published. The only one I know about is the 1611. That's the one I've focused on. Will you guys do me a favor? I did this earlier, but I'll do the thing now. Hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications of when I'm going to be online. Smash the like button. It's right in front of you. It takes no effort at all, and it really does help the channel with algorithms. Share this video with people you love. Better yet, share it with people you don't love. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave comments down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid. Hey, make your own Kool-Aid. As long as you're thinking critical, that's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you love the Word of God and you love what I'm trying to do here and you can see the value in what's trying to be built, you can support my work by going to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, or if you're a CashApp user, $JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It's a blessing for me. It's a blessing for you too, because God notices these things. And I will leave you with that, and we will finish this video by taking all your questions and comments. One of my favorite channels, says Jeannie. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're one of my favorite listeners. Incidentally, I think the Gutenberg Bible is probably worth a lot. The Crack-a-Lack Bible was printed and published in 1587. Bohemia, Czech Republic. Kralika Bible. Crack-a-Lacka. Hilarious. I would love to see that book. Is that the one you have? But I do have one question that's burning on my mind. If it was printed in Bohemia, is it rhapsodic? Yeah, I went there. Terrible. I know. I'm not at all funny. Alpine says, yes, it Dana. Where on the globe is the Czech Republic? Because I don't know. Is that Kralice? Am I saying that right? Kralice, Kralice, Kralis? One of those. It was printed in the city of Kralice. Therefore, Kralika. Did you go shooting today? No. Why? Are you saying I've got my brain rattled around? Central Europe, neighboring Germany and Australia. Okay. Austria. I said Australia, but I know what it says. Slip of the tongue. Your shirt looks like a hunting shirt. Oh, really? No, it's just whatever I put on. I don't even know where it came from. I see what you're talking about, though, with the piping. No, I didn't go shooting today. If I did, you'd see an animal hanging over my shoulder. Extra padding on the right sleeve. I don't think it's extra padding. I think it's just got piping on it. I don't think there is. It's just piping. It's just a weird, it's kind of almost like polyester, what it feels like. It's one of those slicky shirts. I don't really like them. I'm much more of a t-shirt kind of guy. The light effects. It may be. It might be the light effects. There's a blue light above my head and two white lights on either side of me. But thank you for noticing. Is that your muscles, or are you just happy to see me? No, that's them guns, baby. I do have a mean forearm, but that's from, painting. All right, we have reached the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. I love you true from the bottom of my heart. I do. God bless you all, and thank you so much for being here. I am genuinely happy to know each and every one of you, and I hope you keep coming back many, 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 many more times, because I'm going to keep coming back. Have a great night. Thank you to everybody that came by tonight, all the new folks. Welcome. Can't wait to get to know y'all. Have a great night. God bless you. If you rewatch, you'll understand why I asked. Okay, I'll rewatch. But just tell me so I can, get there quicker. No? Okay. Have a great night. Thank you so much for being here, Dana. Prayers to you too as well. Enjoy the Czech Republic and send me pictures. You can do that at my email address, which is right here. Right there. And reach out. Talk to me. I'll talk back. Anyway, thanks everybody and bless you all. Alpine, it's good to see you, sweetheart. Come see me Sunday. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are going good up there in the mountains. Or wherever you're at. Fab Daddy, Don't do nothing I wouldn't do and stay out of trouble. Caucasian, c'est la vie. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching.